Welcome back to another triangle
By
strategy.
order of King Regna, Serenoa escorts their esteemed guests back home, beyond the forest and over the mountains to a vast sand-swept land.
So last episode pretty much used the scales of conviction for the first time again.
Before long, a grand wall of stone rises before them. Known as the Goddess's Shield, behind it lies the source, Noselia's only supply of salt.
So now it makes sense. I didn't make sense out of the center water of Hyzante, but I guess now that I'm made aware that the source is actually water with just a lot of salt, yeah. I guess they have a lot of source of salt, that whole middle sea area.
Upon the lake shores of the source towers a giant likeness of the goddess, ever watching over the flourishing city and the palace below. This is the holy state of Hyzante.
First new content in this lap. First time we're tackling Hyzante this early. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of access in the village. Get some treasures in the process. And this is the goddess's shield. Supposedly...
I'd heard tales of the goddess's shield, but its grandeur surpasses even my imagination.
Yeah, its grandeur is supposed to be really
the holy
good.
State from both Glenbrook and Esfrost during the war.
Yeah, that's its purpose. Impregnable wall.
None in history have succeeded in breaching it. Do you think you might fare better, Lord Serenoa?
That's another foreshadowing. But reminds you of the Great Wall of China or something like that.
I think penetrating these walls would be nigh impossible.
A most courteous answer. I should have expected as much.
What's that sound?
The fact that Frederica's the one who reacted to that is probably related to some timer for the ones working in the source.
Is this the hour of worship I've heard so much about?
Indeed. Hyzantians offer their prayers up to the goddess's statue every day. They thank her for her blessing, for bestowing us with the source, from which all Norsalia's salt is harvested.
To see every citizen pray is astonishing.
The goddess truly is at the center of all Hyzante, just as the stories say.
Even so, are there none who'd use this time of worship to rob their fellow citizens?
There are none so misguided among the goddess's believers.
All Hyzantians are guaranteed food, clothing, and shelter. The Holy State has done everything in its power to eliminate poverty and ensure equality. As a result, no one envies others or craves riches for selfish reasons.
Certainly, if everyone were equal, there would be naught to fight about.
But achieving absolute equality is impossible.
The words of an unbeliever. The goddess showers her blessings fairly upon all who follow her teachings.
Before we visit the Hierophant, there is one thing I must tell you about Lady Frederica.
Under normal circumstances, the head of our nation would not permit an audience with one of Roselle in extract. We have explained the circumstances, however, and she has been granted special permission to enter the palace as an envoy.
That said, we would ask that Lady Frederica remain silent before the Holy One.
I'm surprised she got special envoy rights, considering it's her mother who was actually the one who led the revolt from the source and free a lot of Rosellans, which now resides in House Wolford. We're talking about Jerome and his buddies and the Elder.
Silent. Why?
I reiterate that typically she would not be so much as allowed to attend. We ask for your understanding of our creed.
You mean to treat one of Glenbrook's delegates as if she weren't even there?
Prince Roland, you are here in secret. It would not do for you to gainsay another nation's religious creed. I have no objections.
My apologies.
You needn't apologize. Let us do what we came here for.
We appreciate your understanding. Now then, let us show you to the palace.
That is where the Hierophant resides.
The Hierophant imparts us with the goddess's divine messages. None are allowed to look upon the Holy One's face. None save Minister Edor, who conveys their divine words to us.
Pardon our intrusion. Lord Serenoa Wolford of Glenbrook has escorted us home on behalf of King Regna.
Freaking Edor, this hoax right here. I don't even know if we're gonna find out the Hierophant's face, but we know Edor's the one in charge with all of this.
The Hierophant speaks to you. Serenoa Wolford, we thank you for your gracious gesture. We are overjoyed and humbled that you have chosen to grace our nation with your presence.
I am unworthy of such high praise, but honored nonetheless.
House Wolford and Hyzante have shared a deep bond ever since the Sultan War. On behalf of the Saintly Seven, it is my wish that our friendship will be as strong as it was with your Lord Father.
But of course, I strive to one day measure up to his greatness.
You will also, in time, succeed Lord Simon as advisor to the mining venture, I hear. The Hierophant would hear your true thoughts on the endeavor.
My thoughts? How about my thoughts about how to raise my conviction values? Are not aligned. Oh, this is the best answer yet anyway. I sense a storm on the way, Norzelia.
I fear the intentions of the three nations are not aligned. I sense a storm is brewing on the horizon.
Lord Serenoa, is that not a slight to our efforts in this endeavor?
Even so, I will not deny my curiosity. Pray, tell us more.
While we may indeed be working together, our motives differ. There's no disputing that. But we must accept that reality and join hands if we truly wish to enrich our nations.
I see. So you believe in freedom and competition. However, in such a world, only the strong will thrive and the weak will weep.
Even so,
Lord Serenoa, the Holy One wishes for peace and equality across all Norzelia. It is our hope that you will trust in the Holy State's good intentions.
Of course.
The goddess always watches over those who believe in her. May you all receive her divine protection.
I apologize for visiting you in secret, but there is something I must ask you. I have heard that the people of Hyzante live in equality. They say the goddess showers blessings upon those who follow her teachings. But is that the only reason?
Oh, a studious one you are, Prince Roland. King Regna has raised you well. Of course, the goddess's teachings are at the core of the equality our citizens enjoy. But there are many measures taken by the Holy State to ensure the happiness of our people.
Minister Lila's Ministry of Medicine, which dedicates itself to the study of preserving life, is another example of this. The results of their research have allowed many people to overcome illness and injury and live long, healthy lives.
Fascinating. I would like to hear more about Hyzante's medical discoveries.
I see we managed to pique your interest. Minister Lila, I leave our guests in your capable hands. Pray, show them around the ministry and let them admire Hyzante's pursuit of life and magic.
Oh, we get an early tour on the Ministry of Medicine as well as the village. But I know we have this to cover first. Nothing new here.
Brother, where is Roland? I've yet to see him today.
And you shan't, for he has left. Took it upon himself to join the mission abroad.
He did? I see.
Again, prioritizing his personal wishes above his station. Is there no end to his selfishness?
You haven't any love for him, have you?
Love? I would rather think of him as little as humanly possible.
How can you say that? He's family.
Royal family, and our duty is to the crown above all. Do not look to Roland for inspiration if you wish to carry yourself in a manner befitting your station, dear Cordelia.
For one thing, Frani is really firm with his, I don't know, destiny, his birthright. Unfortunately, he's gonna bite it. Roland's gonna end up king. It's like almost the opposite of Regna. Regna's benevolent, or known to be benevolent, and he's probably not gonna be as benevolent if he sits on the throne, which obviously we know he doesn't.
Look, a Roselle. I heard she's an envoy from Glenbrook.
What's that guy?
Be that as it may, is her kind even allowed to enter our halls?
I can only assume she received special permission, since Minister Lila's showing her around.
Ironic, considering the wishes of us researchers are hardly ever granted.
What a splendid facility you have here. I can see why your nation excels in the medical arts.
Normally, only ministry staff are allowed in. Having outsiders view our work is unprecedented.
We cannot thank you enough for your generosity.
If I heard correctly,
It sounds like you are researching life itself.
And we know it's the trampling of life via the S-Frost. Or not S-Frost, I mean the Elfric. And it's funny how it is parallel to S-Frost's visit to the archives. They have special permission and special rights, not normally given to anyone other than the VIPs or leaders in charge of the knowledge and preservation of the whatever they're honing, in which case Ministry of Medicine here, archives over there.
That we are. In order to cure illnesses and injuries, we must set our sights high.
Even illnesses deemed uncurable in other nations?
There is no miracle panacea in this world, but we like to think nothing is impossible.
Wonderful. And would you be willing to share those results with others, should you achieve them?
If you believe in the goddess's teachings, yes. At least, that is what I would expect the Holy One to say.
You're getting small hints how Benedict is starting to challenge their beliefs. That's how you know he's really ahead of everyone in terms of thinking what's going on in the world.
Minister Lila, the preparations for the experiment are complete.
Oh, here we are. I know we're gonna get this guy.
My apologies, but I must get back to work. You are free to take a look around. However, I ask you to not enter the restricted areas.
Of course, nothing is free in the Ministry, nor anywhere in Hyzante. And of course, when people are forced to adhere to teachings, there are some who will resist.
Who might you be?
Just a researcher, nothing more.
Researchers
What was his problem?
Definitely in the bigger problems of, or ethical problems, whatever they're having. He's probably aware. That's why he's like that. And since he mentioned something about the rebels, we know he's probably going to be a rebel because we're going to get this guy.
Serenoa, I could use some fresh air, if you don't mind.
But of course, let us take a break outside.
How are you faring, Frederica? Better than before, thank you, but I should like to rest in the shade for a spell. But of course, rest as long as you like. I should take a moment to get to know the city. Alright, we know we have treasures here. Let's gather everything first. Oh, look, the rare merchant. And there should be more. Inside the ministry, which I believe is this one. We got really early access all Hyzante's facilities. Ice amulet. Oh, and ice stone. Well, that's just the item usable. I thought that's Medina. They all look like Medina. Immortality. We already know that's the Elfric. They need corpse to produce one. And they use this, the, what do you call that? The Roselles. The goddess's teachings unite the people. They are what govern this nation. Perhaps there is something to be learned in all this. They claim their city is peaceful, but there are soldiers aplenty in the street and the ministry. It really makes one wonder. Missed one treasure in the middle. Should be somewhere around here. There we go. And that should be everything. We already know they're not united. I had heard that Minister Exham was in charge of military and diplomatic affairs, but it seems he goes above and beyond for his nation. I can't help but wonder from where his aversions to Minister Sorsley stem. Because we know Sorsley is already, how would you call this, really corrupt. Everyone in Hyzante knows the goddess's teachings. Obey the teachings and serve your nation, and you shall receive the goddess's blessing. It is not wealth that drives Hyzante, but the faith and happiness of her people. The answer is simple: following the teachings. Do so and you shall be blessed by the goddess herself. Okay, he's kinda redundant there. All who will live in Hyzante can see the happiness that comes with those blessings. I see. Thank you, Minister. Do the Saintly Seven have the people completely under their thumb? I always knew that the goddess and her followers looked upon the Roselle with disdain, yet I cannot help but worry for my people. You mean to say the teachings ignore efficiency and profit? This nation was built upon their profits from salt. The source is a sacred place, and yet only the Roselle are forced to labor away there. Hyzante has already accumulated sufficient wealth off of their salt taxes. I doubt there are any who wish for more in exchange for such painstaking work. What is it that makes people so happy here? I wish I knew. It's thanks to the Hierophant that we want for nothing. Okay, that statement is really concerning. From the source to the shield, and the thriving city between them, I can scarcely decide what has me most impressed. I can only imagine the people feel the same way, judging by the smiles on their faces. The goddess decides what those at the Ministry of Medicine should study, so they do not squander their time pondering it themselves. Oh, interesting. So I guess they're not really researching and learning. The goddesses are the one. Oh, look. Source of salt water. See what good things we can buy here. Nothing too special. Oh, damn. I wish I'm pretty rich right now. I'll probably do something off screen. Buy all the superior stuff a little bit later on. Could the streets really be that safe in a city this wealthy? Wish I could say the same of Glenbrook. Speaking of which, we should get ourselves some souvenirs before we head home. I'm sure your father'd be happy to know you thought of him. goddess's teachings condemn the Roselle to back-breaking labor at the source to atone for the crimes of their forebears. I know it is the way of their nation, and yet it doesn't sit well with me. Pray, take care of Lady Federica. I've no doubt this weighs heavily or heaviest upon her. Okay. Some loose ends with our information and rumors. And here we are with the source. Can't really access it though. Everyone says stay away from the source. As one of the Saintly Seven, I manage the production and shipment of salt. That is to say, I single-handedly bear the burden of Hyzante's finance. I can only imagine I was bestowed with such a venerable position in recognition of my unwavering faith to the goddess. Minister Sorsley oversees all Hyzante's dealings in salt, the foundation of their nation's wealth. It is a crucial job even among the Saintly Seven. That's everyone. Probably gonna grind off screen here so I can buy some superior iron. Or what loose ends do we have as far as War Chronicle notes and information? Volume 3. Yeah, we know that Sorsley is very important for Hyzante. That's it for exploration for now. I had best regroup with the others.
We got our hands on a fine souvenir thanks to Lady Frederica.
It is quite the feat indeed. Serenoa has terrible taste when it comes to gifts.
Thank you indeed, Frederica.
It was my pleasure.
Should we ask Minister Lila about what ails Lord Simon?
No. Even now, Lord Simon commands great influence. We cannot let others know about his condition.
I understand. Not even our allies can know of our weaknesses, lest they use them against us.
Indeed. We cannot risk exposing ourselves to such danger, for the young lord's sake as well.
Something's up.
It appears there is a stir around the ministry.
I shall investigate.